That's right, baby. We're in the 90s now. James Bond Jr. Hello and welcome to Double O Deep Dive. Pop Culture Pros, home for everything 007 James Bond. I thank you for joining us, whether you're getting us live on the stream on Facebook, whether you're watching us live or in repeats on YouTube, whether you're getting us on Twitter or Instagram or wherever you get it, or if I know we're on the wherever you get your podcasts. So if you're listening to that, thank you very much. As always, I'm your host, the English teacher, Jason Fischetic, which actually that's not even a bit this week. That's actually what I do. With me, as always, our Bond girl in residence, holding a baby Bond girl.
The baby Bond girl. This is my other Bond girl.
Hi.
Hi.
Ginny, how are you this week?
I'm good. Busy, but this is my highlight of the week. So thank you for having me, as always.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming. And as always, the man with the plan, the best damn quartermaster this side of MI6. The man so good he gets his own department named after him, E-Branch. Eddie, how are you today, my friends?
What's up, Jenny? What's up, Jason? What's going on? It couldn't be last week was weird with the no Monday night and no with a Monday night and no double O deep dive. So glad to be back here talking some Bondish.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got the franchise.
We are talking about Bond, yes.
Yeah. You know, that's how we justify these little side episodes where I go, how can I make Eddie watch stuff just as bad as he makes me watch on Granny's Peach Tea?
Oh, it might become I'm hoping it doesn't become a competition because I know I got you pretty good this week, so.
Oh God, you did. Oh yeah. Well, ooh yeah, boy. Woo. Jenny, it's Catwoman. It's probably like your favorite movie of all time, right?
Oh my gosh. No.
Okay, all right. Okay. You had me scared for a second.
No. There should be so much about that movie. Sharon Stone, Benjamin Bratt, the no, and then no.
Yeah, there's just so much not there. That's the problem. It should have been called Potential, the movie. But anyway, wrong show. We're not here to talk about comic book stuff. We're here to talk about real life stuff like James Bond. Sorry, I couldn't even get that out without the laugh. So guys, I figured we just finished up our Timothy Dalton run, and I like to stop in between these runs and sort of talk about, recap, the run that we just watched. But Dalton's only 2 episodes, so I figured this would be a nice 2 episodes, 2 movies. But this would be a nice point to stop and sort of recap certain things just throughout all the movies we've seen, and then get ready because we're about to go into, for better or for worse, legend territory. Roger Moore, for better or for worse, is a legend in the James Bond franchise.
I think cases could be made for others as well that we're going to talk about tonight.
For sure.
Oh yeah, agree.
For sure. Roger Moore, not my favorite, not my necessary cup of tea, but I'm just saying, historically speaking, he's a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so I figured before we sort of get, and then after that we get into the legend Sean Connery. So I figure before we get into that, we're sort of capping off our realistic / gadget Bond, I guess, right? And I figure we'd talk a little bit about our favorites and do a little ranking. So I figured I would start with the Bond actors, just do a quick around to see where we ranked our 3. And I'll start because it's no surprise because I said this wasn't going to change. Brosnan's still my number 1. He doesn't have the best movies. I grant that. There's something about his swagger I love. Daniel Craig is a fierce second, just because he's like a little pit bull, He's like a little Irish terrier, just like tearing away at these movies. He's great at it. And then Timothy Dalton, not a knock against him. I really enjoyed his run. It was just short.
Yeah.
And now, Jenny, since I ended with your favorite, I'll kick it to you.
With my Bonds, and I don't remember how I ranked between Pierce and Daniel Craig. This is tough. These three are very tough, but I love Sean Connery too. That's going to be its own beast.
Oh yeah.
But I think I do have to. I don't think this will. I think I should be stuttering over this. Timothy Dalton is my number one. I don't know if this will change by weeks to come. I'll go. My number two is Daniel Craig, and number three is Pierce Brosnan. But I love them so much. It really was crazy revisiting Pierce Brosnan again, because I'm like finding things maybe older now that I wouldn't have found before. But yeah, it's so crazy. So, I do love Timothy Dalton.
Do you think like stuff doesn't hold up? Is that what you mean by older?
Yeah. I think I appreciate Pierce more than ever, but I do love Timothy Dalton. I think there's something. I think that the idea that he never got that another chance to kind of keep going, and maybe that's perfect. Maybe that's pure. That like you didn't have to botch it, and he didn't get really a horrible movie, or like he didn't get a surfing sequence of his own.
That's true.
To like damage his reputation. As him as a person, because his movies are its own thing too. But him, I think you get the guy who played Rochester and Heathcliff from like BBC movies to be Bond, who's this menacing, dark, brooding hero kind of. I think that's so great, and he never got a great career afterwards, which
Yeah, he is a solidly paid actor.
Yeah.
Right. But like, cause he works hard. Like he's in a lot of, we reviewed him in a lot of stuff. I see him in Doctor Who, but you're right. Yeah. He never became like, he's not the most famous Bond. He's probably like the second least famous Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, definitely. Like these kids today don't know who he is.
These kids no respect for their elders. Jesus, you think? Why do you think your Bond has to look like a bulldog and have a little scruff to him and be blonde and blue-eyed? You don't know.
You don't know. These kids don't know that chin. He's got a great little dimpled chin. What are we talking about?
Hey, back in my day, James Bond was all dimple.
He's all dimpled chin.
So Ed, how about you?
I was really interested to hear Jenny's rankings because I don't know. We're surprisingly. I'm not surprised that we are closer, but we talked about the movies. So Daniel Craig's still my number one. I'm pretty sure I've said this on multiple episodes. I don't see anything changing this at all at this point. Timothy Dalton is my number two. Yeah. Which I was kind of surprised, and I told you guys I admit I was probably hit with the nuclear nostalgia bomb the last couple of weeks that I didn't even realize was there until I saw it again, because I really haven't went back to watch License to Kill or Living Daylights in at least 20 years. It's been forever since I've watched these movies, but it really like brought me back to like, this is really when I was introduced to like James Bond, like new movies, not again, like we talked and said, my uncle, my father introduced me to stuff, and as a kid, you don't know what the hell's going on. You're looking at the gadget, somebody's getting shot, and you're like, okay, that guy looks cool. And that's pretty much it. You don't know what the hell is actually happening. But the first ones I really took to were the Living Daylights and like License to Kill. So that could be part of it, but I think I also kind of prefer the more serious, darker, brooding Bond. I mean, if Daniel Craig and Timothy Dalton are 1 and 2 right now, then that's probably what it is. And no knock against Pierce Brosnan, because I do love his James Bond. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how stark a difference it was until we went back and rewatched them now. It's drastically different. And when I really thought about it, I'm like, well, Timothy Dalton was 2 for 2. I really like both of his films and wish he got more. But Jenny, you make a good point, though. What his third film? Because he was supposed to do another one. It wasn't supposed to end there. And it was scheduling conflicts, as we've heard so many times through years, and that's what messed up. So I do wonder. I was thinking to myself, like, would GoldenEye have been his third one? Like, or was that written after he was already out?
That I'm willing to bet that was written after, because he actually did advocate for the more serious, darker Bond.
Yeah,
he did say that what Sir Roger Moore did was fantastic, but I am not Sir Roger Moore, and that is not what I bring to the table. So, if we got the story of GoldenEye, it would have been, I think, more along the tone of the two that he did.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I just wonder if they like altered it once he was out. I'm not really sure, but
took liberties.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little interesting to see how that played out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say, like, ushering that dark age earlier.
Yeah.
Then, like, Daniel Craig does it in like 2000s, but does Timothy Dalton's Bond do that, or like directly in the 90s, and then holds and keeps doing it?
Yeah, and there's some fans who actually knock Dalton's films for being too serious, too dark, and too all of that. But there's a whole nother generation, like years later, that ended up adoring it. So he was ahead of his time.
And also, like, people talk about the Dalton movies like they're super grim and dark, but it's like there's a lot of just fun shit and weird shit. Like, let us not forget that him and Milova, or whatever her name is, if I even got that half right, I'm surprised. But they ski into the Allied territories in a freaking cello case.
The cello.
It was a Stradivarius, right? What was the brand? Right. It was expensive.
Yeah. Like, so, like that. Yes, I could see that. Like, it. When you put it against the later Roger Moore stuff, yes, it looks dark and grim. But, like, if I put a real picture against a freaking caricature, the real picture looks dark and grim. But like, the real picture still could be funny and colorful and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe it was a bad analogy, but the whole point is, it's like, I get why people were like, no, wait, this is a bit too dark. But, like, they're not dark movies, really. Like, even we forgot, we all thought Felix Leiter died, but he didn't, which lightens the fuck out of that movie.
No, it does, and there's also the tanker truck that goes on its fucking side to move out away from a missile. I mean, it's bananas. That's crazy.
So, Ed, you said you were ranking your songs before.
That's right. Oh wow! All right, I didn't think we were going to go to the songs quick. Yeah, no, I was ranking.
No,
I have all my rankings done. They're all complete.
I could wait. I could put it up.
No, I'm here. I'm ready to go. If you want.
I'm doing this by random, but if you're ready, if you want to start with the songs.
Okay, I'm gonna go with them. Number 1 is Skyfall. And spoiler alert, there's probably going to be a lot of that in the rankings where Skyfall's towards the top. But from everything else, the songs got weird. I'm going to be honest, because it was License to Kill was second.
Yeah.
Nice.
Third was The Living Daylights. And I have a feeling that's not on anyone else, this high on anyone else's. No,
I love Living Daylights. Though. You're right.
Maybe
I should read because I was like, it's on my Spotify playlist, but it's not on like Skyfall's not on any of my Spotify playlists.
Same here. Since I downloaded it for the show, I was listening to it, and I'm like, it's on my title playlist now. So I'm like, it just pops on out of nowhere.
Yes.
So then I got You Know My Name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I also love Chris Cornell and Audio Slave and everything else. So, and Soundgarden. Then I'm gonna go GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Then No Time to Die, which I was wondering if I could make the case for that to actually be higher. Because I was really, this is where I was like really struggling to start ranking them now, because No Time to Die, the more I was listening to it, it's pretty excellent. Like it really is.
And it's an excellent Bond theme, I think.
Exactly. And then I'm going to say Another Way to Die. Yes, Quantum bumped up. Digging the Alicia Keys and Jack White. Then Die Another Day, which I think when we talked about it, I was like, it's a catchy song or whatever. Is it a Bond song? I mean, whatever, I guess, technically. Then Spectre, which we've ripped the shit out of. Is that even the name of the song? I don't even think.
No, it's
Writing on the Wall.
Writing on the Wall. So yeah, I didn't even remember the name of it, and I was trying not to look them up on purpose so I could try to remember it.
Bottom of the list.
Yeah. If you didn't stick out, if I can't even remember the name of your song, then I guess whatever. Then Tomorrow Never Dies, and then The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna and the other categories, they don't look anything like this. I felt like this was jumping things all over the place.
I just love though that The World Is Not Enough still all the way fucking down.
And we were talking about this before we went live. I do think that maybe part of it is because I do associate it with the movie. I'm sure when you listen to a song from a soundtrack, in my mind, sometimes I'll think about wherever it's from, and it'll cross my mind, and that's probably what it is. And I'm like, oh God, no, just go away. No, stop it, leave me alone. I don't want to hear your song. So that's what I got for those songs.
All right, Ginny, what you got?
He said a few things that made me go like, oh crap, you're right, and I want to rearrange some things. So I think this is going to get worse as the movies go by. So my first is License to Kill. I know all the lyrics to it. I can sing it. I will sing it. I will drop it. I will, do my best to belt it out. And then my second is GoldenEye, because and that ranks higher than Skyfall for me, because that is Tina Turner is I don't want to say she's more of a diva than Adele, but I prefer Tina. I'm in a Tina Turner phase of my life right now, and
she's a classic diva.
Yes, she's and Adele's great, and we all love Adele, but Tina Turner's the best. Oh, and I just love her. And Living Daylights is number 3 because it is fun, and I will sing it, and it's just God, it's of the era. Aha is the 80s, and that's what this Bond is. You Know My Name is 4. Another Way to Die is 5 because there's nothing else that sounds like it as a Bond song. Nothing else will. They tried something, you didn't like it, but there's nothing else that sounds like it.
It's true.
And World Is Not Enough. I like The World Is Not Enough because it is a little over the top, and it's like it's very fitting for the movie, which I like. Unlike Writing on the Wall or Skyfall is my 7th. Skyfall's next. But I do love Skyfall a lot. It's iconic. Then you go to I think I have to go Die Another Day because I can't even sing. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Tomorrow Never Dies, so I can't rank it if I don't know it really. I can't. So then the rest. I don't.
What is this? The theme to Gilligan's Island?
and the rest. I just think of the little License to Kill, little GoldenEye, Living Daylights, and
with
the rest.
The Living Daylight.
See, I was thinking like Seinfeld, like yada yada yada. That's my ranking.
Yada yada.
Wait, you yada 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 the last 3 Bond songs? What? That's great.
All right. God damn it. Now, how can I follow that? You just blew off half the list. Oh, God damn it. All right.
Oh, this should be very interesting.
All right. So, look, mine is completely different, guys. So, there are 3 components to how I rank a Bond song. And I want to also be clear that I listen to these having nothing to do with this show. Every now and then, I just get in a mood. There's I on Spotify. Before I had Spotify, I own the album, the great, all the best of. Apparently, the only song you can't get on Spotify for some reason is Little Lulu's "The Man with the Golden Gun."
Oh no!
Don't know why.
Weird rights thing, probably, or something like that.
It's got to be because the other music for that is there, and her other music is there. But whatever. So, I listen to these songs a lot in times, and here are my 3 things. It's got to make me feel like I am in a spy movie. It has to, for me, feel like a good James Bond opening, like a good movie. Okay. And I really just have to enjoy it while I'm listening to it. Those are my 3 things. So Skyfall's number 1 because that makes me feel like I'm in a Bond movie, and I love Adele's voice. I do.
Yeah, she's got a great voice.
The World Is Not Enough, guys. That's my number 2. I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, Ginny, you said it was like over the top or something. Like, it's so bombastic.
Yes.
It's like, I am a Bond song. Listen to me. And I kind of love that. Then I got GoldenEye, because you can't go wrong with Tina Turner. Then I got Living Daylights 4. It's up there, baby.
Yes.
I like that song. Like, I think that's the Bond song that I forget I like until I listen to it.
That was totally me. I completely even forgot the song existed, and when I was watching the movie and that kicked in, I'm like, holy shit, that's right, this is awesome.
It's a great song.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm picking a song to listen to, it's not going to be that one, but if that one comes up randomly, I don't shut it off.
No.
Then I got License to Kill, because I think that's a great song too. Then I got No Time to Die, because I do think that does harken back to the classic Bond songs. Then I got Tomorrow Never Dies. I kind of like that one, but I was also a big Sheryl Crow fan in the 90s, so it might just be nostalgia. And then I got the one from Casino Royale.
Oh wow!
You Know My Name, right?
Yeah, you know my name. Yeah.
Right. Now, I want to be clear. I like all these songs. I don't think, like, even my bottom one I listen to. So it's just a matter of, like, again, that's why, like, I have those three things. You Know My Name. It's a small thing. It makes me, when I listen to it, I can feel like I'm in an action movie, not necessarily a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
No, nothing wrong. Personal thing. Then I got Die Another Day, just because I think I've heard that song so many times it's indoctrinated me. Then I got Another Way to Die, which I actually am a big fan of. I do really like that song. It's very different. And then I got the song from Spectre, the Writings on the Wall.
Exactly.
Yeah,
wow, we've discussed the shit out of that song.
Spectre song. And then I got the Herb Alpert one from Casino Royale. That
oh my god! I never want to hear that as long as I live again, ever.
But yeah, so those are my songs. I love that our song lists are somewhat similar in surprising ways, but very, very different in others.
You know, it's harder to rank the songs than it is the movies to me. That's not weird.
Yes,
you know?
for sure.
I agree. All right, so Ginny, you want to give us your ranking of the Bond girls? And I know Eddie and I did them both different ways, so hopefully you also did it a different way. So it's 3 ways that don't make sense with each other.
3. Oh, so I was going to say, so all just everyone, or just kind of give you like a top 5 Bond girls? It's all be too different, I think.
However you want to.
Should we disclose how we ranked ours?
Yeah, so I literally did every Bond girl, so you don't have to do that. That I decreed were real Bond girls. I left some of them off the list.
Right.
And Ed, how did you do it?
I actually followed what Jason did on Granny's when we ranked the Batman villains. Okay. He just went by movie. So I actually rated the 2 or 3 together. Okay. So if one was really weak, License to Kill. But one was strong, then I dinged it for that, and I had to drop it down. So,
See, I had to go individually because there are some of my favorite Bond girls are in movies with some of my least favorite.
Yeah, interesting.
And I wanted to be able to shout out some and whatever. So yeah, so the answer to your question, Ginny, is however the fuck you want to do it, you do it.
All right. I'll quickly go. I'll do a little. You know what? I'll try to talk my best for each movie, and if I don't like them, I'll maybe make a mention of it. But I'll really, and if I don't like any of them, I'll just say that. All right. So, gosh, what was my favorite? Is Vesper my favorite? Yeah. No, Michelle Yeoh is nice number 1. I remember that. She is, because I had not seen her before. She's gonna have a career resurgence, and she's great. She could have had her. She was an equal that I liked. And so number 1, and number 2, I got to go. I won't do. I'll do Xenia on the top because she really stuck out to me when I was a kid. And do I want to go? Do I do my other? I'll do. You know what? I loved baby girl from License to Kill, Bouvier.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause I did like her, and I thought she was the precursor to what we'll get as a modern Bond girl. So not quite there, but like, her, ass kicker, independent, but still like very much pining over Bond. You still got the sexist tropes in there. But I liked her, and I like her chemistry with Timothy Dalton. And my fourth, I'll go Vesper. This is Vesper is my very precious of my Daniel Craig's, but not my number one. I think Michelle Yeoh just kind of won out for me. And then that's in my fifth Bond girl. Oh no, Paloma. But I have to put, no, you know what? How can I forget Paloma? I'm going to swap Pam for Paloma. So Pam is number 5. So I just go number one, Michelle Yeoh, number 2, Xenia, number 3, Paloma, number 4 is Eva Green, and then number 5 is Pam, which is a messy. And my least favorite is going to be Madeline Swan, even with the lowest of the no, but she's not my lowest, but she's one of my least favorites still. And only for the reason I heard this, I'll just say this real quick before I let you guys talk. I heard someone on a podcast say for this penultimate Bond girl that he has a child with, spoilers, that is like Daniel Craig's love of his life, she should have been different. She should have been that. I think, I don't know, maybe Michelle Yeoh is a little bit, but she's still kind of
like
a banger.
So like more his equal.
No, I think some of the guys I was listening to this podcast talk about that she should have been not a Bond girl at all, just not what you thought of. So like, I for an actress they said, but just not. She looks great. She's gorgeous. She's French. She's like pouty. She looks great in a dress. I think they just wanted like someone maybe more. I hate to put that in, but just not your typical Bond girl that would have caught his eye in that way. Or at least in not a cinematic Bond girl way. And then that he just kind of falls in love with her. And then that's his like, maybe sort of soulmate in that way, which I like. And I was like, and then that makes me not like Madeline Swan more. Cause like you could have done something so different with her and just end it. Because if that's this final girl, I think that's, so
it's more like the potential that was there.
You could have just done something, for a Bond that is so different. That's how you close it. But those are my 5. I think that's a solid, my favorites for me. Yeah.
All right. That is a solid 5. Ed, what about you?
All right.
Give us your movies.
I'm going to, by movie. So I really like Halle Berry's Jinx. She is actually number 1. Nice. She's his ultimate equal. That's kind of how I saw it. And then, I mean, what the hell was?
I like that we have Bond girls that were like, this is his equal. Yeah. In the later years, we're like, this one.
Well, I think out of everyone compared to, because that's mostly the top of my list. Or Bond girls that are kind of like his equal. So it was Jinx, and I forgot what Rosamund Pike. Her character's out of control in that movie. She's just completely. Yeah. She shows up with like the sword and she's wearing like workout gear and stuff. I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, like I don't know what was going on there, but Jinx ends up killing her anyway, so it's fine. 2, I'm gonna go with Tomorrow Never Dies. Because like you were saying, another one who's like Bond's equal. Yeah. And then if I'm comparing the 2, Terry Hatcher was cool in that movie too. Yeah. Like, she was pretty solid as well. So comparing the 2 there. And then 3 is License to Kill. Again, another Bouvier was kind of like an equal to Bond, as much as I can't stand. What was the other girl's name that was in it? The character's name.
Princess Katania.
Yes, Princess Katana was Soto. Yeah, she's terrible. She loves him for no reason, essentially. Like, it gets weird, but I really like Bouvier a lot, though. Like, she was really awesome in it. And Jenny, like you said, like that was almost like the precursor to Jinx. Mm-hmm. And then, Michelle Yeoh's character's name in Tomorrow Never Dies. You just said it. Wei-Lin. Yeah. She's awesome, too. Then I'm going to go with Vespa at 4. Like, she's really great. And she also, the whole arc of Craig's movies are mostly about her, and it's a driving force that doesn't go away, so she leaves a huge impact. 5, I'm going to go with No Time to Die, because maybe could have even been higher, because Paloma is awesome. I know. She kicks major ass in like the scene that she's in. And also the new 007, she was pretty badass.
I
Also,
know, my baby
so,
girl.
Actually, I'm gonna flip those. I'm gonna flip Casino Royale right now and No Time to Die because I think they combined they are ahead of Vespa. I'm sorry. It is,
yeah,
they are.
They just dropped bomb a lot of awesome Bond girls.
Yeah, there really was. And they're gonna go with M in Skyfall.
Yes,
she is awesome in that movie, and I didn't want to. I felt like weird calling her a Bond girl, but there is no other Bond girl in that movie.
She's a constant. She's there. She's throughout.
Shit, I didn't put her in my list.
So I also like Moneypenny, but I like the '90s Money. I like the Pierce Brosnan's Moneypenny too. So
no, but I dig Daniel Craig's Moneypenny though. Like she's my she's my favorite because she was a field agent and she also kicked ass. Like I dug that. Then I'm gonna go with Quantum of Solace. Olga Kurylenko. Her character is great. She might be the best thing about that movie.
Yeah, that's a great point.
By far. Then I'm gonna go with GoldenEye because Zenny Top is fantastic, and I can't stand the computer girl. The I can't stand her. She's annoying. But Zenny Top was fantastic. Then I'm gonna go with Spectre, which was the introduction of. I actually like Madeline Swan. I don't think she
didn't do anything wrong.
She did wrong. But no, she's got multiple movies. She was the love of Daniel Craig's Bond's life, and she does kind of like mother of little Bond.
Baby Bond.
Yeah, so why not? Then I'm gonna go with Living Daylights because the cello woman she is awful. Like, bad, what the hell? She's pretty bad.
She's so bad. I actually realized I forgot to put her on my list. But go ahead.
that's really bad, but not quite as bad as Denise Richards and Christmas and The World Is Not Enough coming in last again.
Wow.
Yes, there's a theme. Going 3 for 3. World Is Not Enough has been last.
Oh yeah.
I can't endorse that Dr. Christmas Jones was a worse character than Milova Cello, whatever the fucker name was.
I'll say this: at least the cello was attempting to do something in the first thing of the movie and actually kill somebody instead of doing whatever Denise Richards was doing in that movie. Because I don't want to call it acting. I don't know what it was. It was something. She showed up on set. She was on set. I have proof of it. There's footage. But whatever else that was, I don't know. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
And more crop tops, updos and crop tops.
Which I am not complaining at all about. That's a completely different conversation. But
I was there for it.
I admit
I know what she was hired for.
Yeah, and that's literally all she did. That is it. But you asked me to talk about characters.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
We could have a completely different ranking if we were discussing you were just discussing appeal or something like that.
Motivation.
Sorry.
Like male appeal.
Appeal, yeah. So we're going to play that game, then that's a totally different story.
All right. So here's mine. Again, I went a bit much on this, but number one, Xenia Onatopp, man. I love me some Xenia Onatopp.
Make an impression.
She does. That is the sexiest Famke Janssen has ever been to me. And then look, she's a sexy woman. She's great and a great actress. But I don't know, there's just something about her in that role where it's that is what a Bond woman, Bond girl looks like to me.
Jason, have you seen her recently?
No, why?
She's had a lot of work done to her face. She's unrecognizable.
Oh, that's so
I don't know
sad.
what happened after the Taken movies. I know she was only in the first 3. She didn't make it to the other 12. And I don't know, she just started getting work done after that. She figured it was over. And it was sad to see.
I know.
That's so sad. Oh,
weird.
That's so sad. Well,
I don't want to bum you out.
That's all right. But yeah, Xenia Onatopp, number one for me. I love her. Then I got Waylon.
Yeah.
Because she's great. I got Jinx. I don't think that's. I got Paloma. I don't think any of these are shocks. Then I got Vesper. Then I got Nomi 007.
Yeah.
I did like her. I did like her a lot. Then I got M. I had to put M in there.
Yes.
Then I got whoever it was, whatever her name is from Quantum of Solace. Then I got Natalia.
I'm gonna have to look this up. It's really annoying.
I think it's Camille. I think it's
Camille. It is Camille. It's Camille.
Is it Camille?
Yeah,
I think so.
I
was going. I was
Camille
going with
Montes.
Yeah,
Camille Montes. Okay.
I actually think that she was a good Bond girl. If that movie had a script, she would have been good. She would have been good.
She has the most script.
Yeah, she does. She does. So I said Natalia, then Miranda Frost, and she's only as high as she is because she's batshit crazy, and I don't know what she's going to do next. So that kept me watching. Then I got Dr. Swan because I don't really care. Then I got Paris Carver.
Right.
Then I got Christmas Jones. And then I got the rest.
Wow.
Strawberry Fields. No love for Strawberry Fields.
I was about to say Strawberry Fields. I factored her into the rankings here. Quantum not being close to last is a big deal in my rankings.
I kind of love her.
She was cool though. I liked her.
Cool. She did because she does that thing where I was like, I think you. It's like the Indiana Jones thing where I talked to my girlfriend about this, and we say you think you're Marion from the first movie, like a badass, and you're not. You're really a baby girl from Temple of Doom. Gosh, what's her name?
Oh yeah.
I forget her name. But like she doesn't do anything and you scream a lot. Like that's what you'd really do. And you'd probably be Strawberry Fields as a Bond girl. You're not Paloma like kicking ass. You're like, I'll trip this guy and he'll fall down the steps. And I did it. Like that's realistic.
I just think she was underused. Yeah. I didn't hate her. She was just underused. And yeah, I mean that's the thing is like the people I put under Christmas Jones, with the exception of the cello lady and the widow, it's not that I disliked them. I just didn't find them that memorable.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. I mean, I remember the widow lady because of how much anger that brings me. But but Monica Bellucci is fantastic.
She should be higher, but you think that's a great choice. But it's like,
no,
what a weird moment.
Very weird.
Well, see, you know, my thing is Spectre, if you notice, is almost always at the bottom here. So, Ed, you and I have something going on. Yep. All right, so I'll go through the villains, and then you guys can arm wrestle to see who gets the films. I don't know why I make that joke all the time in class. Like kids will say something and I'll go, I don't know. Let's arm wrestle for superiority. And if anyone ever calls me on it, they go, all right, go ahead. I go, yeah, I'd love to, but I got that trick wrist, you know. Let's move on. But anyway, I don't know why that's where I go to. But anyway, villains. All right, I have some hot takes here. I put Alec Trevelyan as number 1.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And Silva is number 2. And they are interchangeable, honestly, because the reason they are both so high is because they both play with the other side of the 007 coin, the shadow self. And I think both do it very well in different ways. And I think that this is what they tried to do with Blofeld in the Spectre movie, but it fails miserably. But with Silva, they got it perfect. So Trevelyan and Silva, I'd say interchangeable 1 and 2. Then my third, I got Elliot Carver. And I know that, again, that's a big hot take, but I really like that actor, as I've made no secret. And I kind of love that he was just a media mogul. Yeah. He was like, I'm just going to kill a bunch of people so I could remain relevant, which is like, guys, we live in 2020. People must be doing this on TikTok, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean, I don't know. Doesn't this show culminate in you guys murdering me or something?
We shall see.
So then after that, I got Le Chiffre, not because I think he's a great villain, but because I think the actor is a really great presence.
Yes.
Okay.
And I guess I got more appreciation for him because I watched literally 2 Hollywood legends way past their prime play this character. And as much as I love watching those 2 Hollywood legends past their prime do anything, I got a better appreciation for Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Then I got Franz Sanchez. Just
yes.
That's a bad shit movie. He fed he fed people as sharks. That's badass.
It is.
Then I got Safin, because the more I think about him, the less I like him. Then I got Gustavo Graves. He's only as high because of bad writing and boring plot lines from here on in, because honestly, the villain should have been the Korean guy. It should have been maybe the Korean guy and Gustav Graves, but they shouldn't have been the same person.
Yeah, Gustav Graves should have been a totally different character.
Yeah. And then Electra King, because I really like that twist. Like, she'd be higher if she were better written.
Okay.
Then Brad Whitaker. You know Brad Whitaker.
Oh my God. Yeah.
From The Living Daylights.
Brad Whitaker.
Unfortunately.
And then Dominic Green. You remember Dominic Green from your Quantums of Solace. And then, wait, guys, are you shocked that my second to last is Ernst Stravo Blofeld in the Daniel Craig movies?
How much does that hurt you to say that?
Oh.
Christoph Waltz cast as Blofeld. Come on.
It should have been perfect. Instead, it was the architect of my demise, or whatever it was. I haven't watched. I can only do an impression. I have a limited amount of time since I've heard someone talk to do their voice. So I'd have to rewatch that movie to do that impression again. But Blofeld's not last, guys, because I slap Renard up there, because why not? You remember Renard, right? From The World Is Not Enough.
Oh,
nope, don't know what you're talking about.
Ginny, you really didn't remember.
I don't know his name. I call it's what's his name? It's from from Once Upon a Time and from Train Spotting. Robert Carlyle.
Yeah, you know Begbie from Train Spotting.
Well, and I love that movie, and I forgot his name. We don't know. He's not even French.
It's terrible. But yeah, so those are my villains. Let's see. Ed, I'm going to hand it off to you, and then Ginny will go up to you.
Silva, number 1.
Nice. Yep.
Number 2, Sanchez.
Ooh, Sanchez is high.
Sanchez is high.
He's so fun.
Feeding people to sharks. Probably the most interesting murderer on this list, because he really takes a lot of evil pleasure in how he kills people. It's kind of insane. The dude blew up a guy in a pressure fucking thing. Come on, man. Then I'm gonna go with the Schiff.
Wow, okay. The Schiff.
I just think he had a presence about him and stuff like that. Before you find out, like, he's kind of like weasels out at the end and he owes people money and stuff. I know. Like, throughout the movie, though, he's an intimidating presence.
Yeah.
He is, and I dig that. Then 4, I am gonna go with name from GoldenEye.
Alex
Trevelyan.
I will go with after that. Then I'm gonna go with Elliot Carver. Tomorrow Never Dies. Then I am gonna go with from No Time to Die.
Safin.
Safin, another one, should have had massive potential.
Yeah.
Still a little annoyed he wasn't like Dr. No or something like that, because I kind of still feel like I want Jason. We talked about it before we even saw the movie. I was like, he's gonna watch the twist is he's gonna be Dr. No, and they're gonna end with Dr. No, and maybe it's unfair.
Even if him not being Dr. No, like his presence, like they could have done such good stuff with him, and we talked about this. I think it's such wasted potential.
Yeah, it is. Like, yeah, that's just. Then then it just gets dicey.
Wait, Ed, you have one and the rest to pull.
And the rest, you can do a rest.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I did write it down. Okay. Then I'm gonna go with the clown show that was in Die Another Day.
I know. But you know, it's also problematic.
It's extremely problematic, but whatever. It's just not good at all. Then I'm going to go with Blofeld from Spectre.
Still, Blofeld is last. Imagine that.
No. There's two more to go. There's two more to go.
Oh, never mind.
Let's not forget my disdain for Mr. Green. Oh my God. Oh, just, man, really can't stand them, but he's still not quite the bottom. Because then we have The World Is Not Enough again. With whatever's going on. I know Electra King tries to make it not last and maybe second to last, but I still couldn't do it.
I think you forgot Brad Whitaker.
Oh no, exactly. Brad Whitaker is so bad on every level, and the thing is, the movie I liked A Living Daylights a lot.
Yeah,
but it tells you how much I like everything else in that movie when I can't stand the villain. The villain is trash. He's so bad.
I think what saves that movie villain-wise is the guy who I thought was from the Wonder Woman movie. Because he's fun. He's a lot of fun.
He's not man, that's my boy. Hold on.
The guy from The Fugitive.
No. The henchman. Necros.
Necros, that's it.
The milkman.
God.
Come on. The milkman. So I'm sorry, I will actually rank them. I am gonna put ready? I'm gonna re-rank this quick. After No Time to Die, I'm gonna go with The Living Daylights ahead of Die Another Day, Spectre, Quantum, and World Is Not Enough. Only because of Necros. Only because of Necros. Yes, there you go. I tried to forget about I slipped my mind. Necros is better than anything in those other films.
That is hysterical. Necros for the save.
Necros for the save. Come on, the guy's got listening to the same song on his headphones. He's a milkman. He's a friggin' he's an EMT at another point.
He can do it all.
He can do anything he wants. That Necros could have worked for any Bond villain on this entire list. I would love to see him work for Sanchez.
Yes, that's what. Yeah.
How ridiculous would that have been?
Yes.
No, like he's feeding sharks, listening to shark music, listening to the Jaws soundtracks.
Oh no, he would listen to the same song.
It's always the same song.
It would always be the same song.
Same song.
Yeah, Where Has Everybody Gone? It's called.
All right, Ginny, break it down. Where's your ranking? What is your ranking of the villains?
I'm gonna do my type 5. Because I think this is perfect. I will get Green is very boring, and I love that movie. But of course he is. He looks like a frog, and he's a little Frenchman. He's boring. But I think this is kind of a great list. I'm very proud of my list. I'm pleased with everyone. I'm picturing them in my head, and I think they're all nice, tight villains. So Silva's number 1. He's just gosh, so great. And iconic, I think, is a special thing. My 2 is Elektra. I think she is iconic. We don't have a female villain running the show. And I know that happens. That's earlier. We've got that in Roger Moore. But I think this is, I was and the younger I was when I watched it, I was shocked. And then I was oh, look how fabulous she is. Look how great. So she's my number 2 because I think that's special. And Sanchez is number 3 because how fun and American, but he's great. And, Alec is number 4 because Sean Bean, and he's so handsome. And and he's that shadow Bond in a very pure way, light and dark, I think. And I always say for England, James. That's why I go with my siblings. And Le Chiffre is my 5th. I think that's a nice introduction, and I love Mads Mikkelsen. I do, and I know you guys love Diana Tomorrow Never Dies, and I get that. I love that plot. I love that he's the media mogul. It's crazy that he looks like Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
he's
I love
running
that.
the show. You're turning me more around to him.
And also I just love that actor.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that movie Brazil. I've seen that movie way more than any sane human being should have seen that movie.
That explains a lot.
Zartan.
Does. And he is Zartan, yes, that is true. But Ginny, I believe you also forgot to mention Brad Whitaker.
No, I didn't. No, we're fine. Do you think he's what's his character? What's his character in Pierce Brosnan's movies?
Jimbo, what's his name?
Oh, fuck that guy. I mean,
do you think they're the same person? Do you like he faked it because he's just American? That's all he can do. That he took on another name, but he can't
all you
do
have
impressions.
To know about it, yeah, no. All you have to know about Whitaker is that they pretty much forgot that he was even a Bond villain and recast him in the Pierce Brosnan era.
Oh, I just noticed on his resume he was in a Bond movie. Oh, was he?
Yeah. Was he? Oh, don't worry about it. No one remembers him anyway. It doesn't matter.
And you know what? You know what wasn't lighting up in the 1990s? The message boards of people complaining because no one caught that.
Exactly.
Oh, all right. So I guess that leaves us for the films. Yes. So Ed, do you want to take the films? We'll go Ed, Ginny, and then I'll end it up. That sound good?
Sure. Sounds good. I'm actually gonna have music for my list.
All right.
I'm gonna be like, this is the Necro song. Yes.
So good. So 80s.
Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go murder someone and then deliver some milk.
And then be an EMT later.
Yeah, later on.
All right. No, never mind. I cut it off though. But all right. So the films. I obviously got Skyfall. I know it's not a shock. That still remains at number 1. 2 is Casino Royale, the excellent one, not the other 2 that we had to watch. 3, GoldenEye. 4, License to Kill. 5, No Time to Die. 6, The Living Daylights. 7, Tomorrow Never Dies. 8, Die Another Day. Then Spectre. Then Quantum. And then The World Is Not Enough again. Shocker. I know.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought your list would be like.
I mean, The World Is Not Enough. Can I put If Looks Could Kill in above that? No, just kidding.
Wait, where would you put Casino Royale, the 66 one, or whatever the 60s one?
Oh, that's definitely below The World Is Not Enough.
All right.
I would watch the trailers for these movies instead of watching that entire film. No problem.
All right, yes. So at least there is a James Bond movie you hate more than Twine.
I won't even call that a James Bond movie. I won't even dignify it with that. I can't do that. I cannot. I would call the other TV movie ahead of that easily.
Wow. Careful.
Maybe the next time we do a debrief, maybe we need to discuss the ancillary stuff we've been watching too, and sort of rank that against each other.
We could.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy right now.
Oh, all right. Well, Ginny, that leaves you, right? Ginny, you are doing the since you're trying to go to the films, go for it.
I just plugged him in, but I'm wondering because it's rough. My first. Now I'm wondering if I should really, because I've seen Casino Royale so much, it has been my top. I'm just wondering if I really should swap it with Skyfall because I think Skyfall's gorgeous. There's just some stuff. There's something simple about Casino Royale that I really love. So for now, I'll put Skyfall up top though, because I'm thinking cinematography. I'm thinking the final sequence at the house. Skyfall's my number 1, then License to Kill, then GoldenEye, then Quantum of Solace, then Casino Royale. I think this is the personals. So I will have to do Quantum of Solace before Casino Royale. Then World Is Not Enough. Then Tomorrow Never Dies. Then No Time to Die. Then View to a Kill. Die Another Day. Spectre.
You mean License to Kill?
You just do View to a Kill.
No.
No.
Oh, View
or do you mean Living Daylights?
Living Daylights, that's it. I sometimes mix up those titles. Those movies are similar to me.
Wow, so Living Daylights was lower on your list than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be higher.
I won't choose to watch it. I'll watch everything else before that. That's just.
No, that's fair. I was just surprised.
Mm-mm.
All All right, so mine, Skyfall's at top. I don't think that's a surprise. Casino Royale, GoldenEye is my number 3. Then I got Tomorrow Never Dies because I really do just enjoy that movie. Then No Time to Die. Then License to Kill. And I like License to Kill a lot. I think License to Kill is a lot of fun, but the other movies feel like more of a James Bond movie to me. And I think I don't have the same nostalgia for Dalton as you guys have.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really grow up watching those two movies a lot. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Then I got Die Another Day because I do enjoy that. It's stupid. It's such a stupid movie. But if you asked me to watch it right now with you, and I just watched it a couple weeks ago, I'd put it on. It's fun. Then Living Daylights, because I think there's some really cool stuff in there, but I think it's kind of a mess. Like we end up fighting with like the Taliban. I mean, what the
in Afghanistan?
Afghanistan, like what?
Afghanistan.
Why?
A lot of Russians too. I'm just tired of too much Russians in the movie for me.
Yeah,
too much Russians.
Too many Russians. Too many weird jumps in Afghanistan. Like I just didn't understand. So and then I got Quantum of Solace, which beats out my bottom 2 just because of the bike flip.
Thank goodness, thank God. Because
there ain't nothing like that bike flip and Twine for
so
me.
Good.
Which, by the way, Twine is how it was. That's how I abbreviate The World Is Not Enough in my notes. And then Big Shock, my least favorite, and it's gonna sit there for about 6 more, maybe, or 5 more at least. Spectre.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been.
But I know Spectre, man. Also much sitting in theaters watching that, going, "This is great. Oh, great! This is so fun. How great!" And then it gets worse and going, "Oh, this isn't good." And realizing
we talked about it, right? Like it's good to a point, and then it has this turning point. You're like, "What the fuck happened to the movie I was just watching?" And I know I can tell you the exact point, but I won't, because if you're really interested, you can go back and listen to some of our back episodes, because I do give you that exact point in the Spectre episode.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. All right, so we're caught up with the debriefing of the overall franchise. We had only one more conversation standing in the way between us and Roger Moore, guys. And Ginny, I'm kind of excited to get your sense of Roger Moore when we get there.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. I've got lots of thoughts.
Ed, I know you have conveniently started.
Stop it! I know what it looks like. Stop it! It is untrue. I conveniently ended the baseball lockout to make sure Empire 161 came back.
That's right.
Just in time.
You single-handedly brought back baseball to get out of Roger, talking to Roger.
That's how much I hate Roger Moore.
Wow.
I had the power to make those two sides come together to end the labor dispute.
That's right. You have been spending the last year collecting Infinity Stones, and you snapped, and your thought was talking about Roger Moore. No.
I have to come back for.
But Eddie's going to be popping in and out for the Roger Moore stuff just because the Empire 161 started back up. And that was, in all seriousness, we knew this was going to happen. That's what we talked about. We'll have some great guests come on. And even if we don't, it's Ginny and I talking Bond, talking Roger Moore. But
I will still watch the movies, though.
Yeah, and I appreciate
will still watch the movies.
Oh, and then.
So, yeah, then eventually I will be back and
good.
Probably just try to give one line of what the hell I thought about it.
Or if you liked it, who knows? Maybe you like it.
I'll just be like yes, or no, just do that. That's all.
Here's my memory of going into Roger Moore, and then we'll get into If Looks Could Kill. I really like the first 3. Everything I remember after Moonraker is garbage. I don't remember For Your Eyes Only.
Okay, interesting.
And I remember only parts of Octopussy. So I couldn't tell you if those were good movies because I don't really remember them. But I remember the really good ones and I remember the really bad ones. And it gets both. It goes to both extremes.
Where is Never Say Never Again going to be not acknowledged?
So Never Say Never Again is not a canon Bond movie.
It's not.
It actually came out, I think, around. It's one of the Dalton ones. I don't know if it came out with The Living Daylights or it ran up against License to Kill. It did. Neither of those movies did particularly well in the box office, but they beat out the Never Say Never Again. And for those who are listening who don't know, Never Say Never Again is the Sean Connery version he did when he came back in the 80s, just to sort of because he could.
Yeah.
And they gave him money for it. And when we will be doing that on the show at the end of the Connery run. But it is not it's not a canon Bond. It's actually just a remake of Thunderball that they were only able to do because of some weird licensing rights and issues and stuff.
Okay.
Well, sorry, it was 1983 when Never Say Never.
Okay, so it must.
So that was
Kim Basinger's in it, right? Yeah,
she is. Yes,
she is. Yeah, it's interesting and it's not even terrible. It's just like if I had the choice to watch it or Thunderball, I would watch Thunderball. Like that's my thing with it. But we'll be covering it here. That's going to be that's going to cap off our Connery run and lead us into The Rock, so it's our second to last episode of the series.
I just read some interesting stuff quickly about Never Say Never Again that I didn't actually know. That's strange.
Something
so quick.
Do it.
Did you know Mr. Bean is in that movie?
No. I saw
Rowan Atkinson
years ago.
That movie.
I think I do remember that. He's like the British Secret Service, right? Or he's like, is he Q or something? Like he's someone that actually works with Bond.
Yeah, and that Erwin Kirshner is the director of it, who also did Empire Strikes Back and RoboCop 2.
Wow. He did RoboCop 2?
Yes, because I don't know if it was Hero or Granny's, whatever. I love RoboCop, like the original. I adore that movie. And I was furious when even as a kid, and I saw the second one. I just was like, this is awful.
Oh, really?
It is so terrible.
I think I've seen, I have a question. I've only seen RoboCop 1. Is RoboCop 3 the one with the kid?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not good, but it's better than 2. 2 was just...
Is it crazy? Are they all crazy?
No,
crazy.
The second one is really crazy, and it's dumb. Everyone is extremely dumb in that movie.
All right.
Jason knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I like, to be honest, I don't really even acknowledge those movies. I saw RoboCop 2 a bunch of times as a kid. Never saw 3. I own RoboCop like on Blu-ray, and we'll watch it every now and then because it's a phenomenal satire.
You have the unrated. You have the unrated version also.
I'm not sure actually. I gotta check. I'm not sure.
The unrated version, which was supposed to be, they were trying to have it as NC-17, and when it came out, and it was actually at one point they were going to rate it X because they didn't know what else to rate it because of the violence.
Wow,
that's what that version is. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
I wanted to push us in that direction.
No, I need to get my hands on that now because I'm glad they didn't do that because giving a movie an X rating ever is like you're murdering the movie. I mean, no one will go see it because everyone says X. Oh no, it's got to be sex, and this is America. We're Puritans. But no, it's good old fashioned American violence.
Well, they have the scenes that are in it are just like the Ed 209 like shooting his dude in the conference room and the blood splatter. They cut down on the splatter, but in the unrated version that I have, it just keeps going. Like it's and when Murphy gets shot by the gang with the Clarence Bonaker's gang, it goes on for a while.
Oh yeah.
That's when they just trimmed it down for that.
All right.
Okay.
There you go. A little random RoboCop knowledge if anyone even cared.
Hey, I mean, look, we like to talk about James Bond here, but we're a friend to all franchises.
Jason, we were talking about the Lego Batman movie the other night and ended up in Friday the 13th.
Wow.
So
that's it.
It can get weird. You don't know where this conversation's going.
And I did text you guys fully knowing 100% you've seen it that I saw Halloween Kills last night and didn't really like it. And that has nothing to do with it. I was like, hey guys, I know you saw this. Let me complain a bit.
Yeah, Jada, if you're watching this, because me and him had a running joke for months, Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight.
Remember that. Evil dies tonight. Whatever you do, whatever happens the rest of this evening, Evil will die tonight.
So anyway, we're not here to talk about Evil dying tonight, though.
It will.
Mark my words on 3/21/2022. Evil dies tonight. And who's going to take down that evil but our good friend Richard Grieco in the movie If Looks Could Kill? You like that segue, Ginny?
No.
That was great.
I practice my random segues in class all the time.
Gotta be ready for him. You gotta be ready.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, you guys could see why I asked you guys to watch this movie.
Yes.
I mean, this hits so many James Bond beats. So I guess overall, I'll give it an overall, and then we'll just talk about like the moments that the James Bond beats come, and we'll talk about Q Branch and the Bond girls, and because we can talk about almost every James Bond thing we usually do. But the overall plot of this movie, if you haven't seen it, is Richard Grieco fails out of, and guys, feel free to interrupt me and throw things in here, by the way, because I'm really just gonna mainline it. But Richard Grieco fails out of high school, but they don't tell him, so he gets up on stage and he gets like a diploma that says "Fuck you, asshole! You haven't graduated."
How embarrassing for you.
Now, Jason, let me just ask you: is this something that maybe came into play after 1997, where this started happening to kids on stage as they were graduating high school?
I mean, look.
Or did that happen when we graduated and didn't realize?
Was that an 80s and early 90s thing?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if that happened in our school, it was because our faculty wanted to see as many kids walk down that aisle, and really maybe 6 of them deserved it. I'm not even putting myself in that. I didn't learn shit in high school because I was a little asshole, but but like, so I think like if people in our high school did that, they did that when it was like, don't tell anyone, we can get in trouble for letting you walk. Just walk and have this moment, But they knew what the what was. It wasn't like, oh, you think you're graduating? Psych.
He was really proud of himself. His family was there.
Yeah.
And as a public school teacher, let me tell you something. You cannot really, you can't fail a senior unless they just don't show up. That's just a fact. Like, there's so much pressure for the numbers and the passing and the such. But even if that wasn't the case, no school would put themselves at risk and go, hey, because what, you think Michael Corbin's the only person to not graduate that senior year? Did they let 20 kids walk and then just go, ha, you didn't graduate? Like, do you know the lawsuits you'd have on your head?
Especially the kid who ends up like his friend.
Oh, I hate his friend.
The movie.
Oh,
his friend with the shaving thing. That was just so weird and totally out of nowhere.
His friend's a creeper. Like,
creeper. Yeah. Richard Grieco, but we don't know what Richard Grieco is. Kind of an a-hole. He's like, I mean, I'm sure people have it out for him.
Yeah, I can see him rubbing a lot of people the wrong way.
He has it coming. Cool.
Yeah,
those eyebrows.
Yeah, hey, let's go beat the hell out of Richard Grieco for those eyebrows. I'm kidding. I would never do that. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy.
He's a model. He's a class act.
But our James Bond Jr. or Michael Corbin as he's named, his punishment for not graduating, because he only failed one class, mind you, because he's a badass who cuts school and does things and makes out with the ladies and does whatever, but he only failed one class, and that's French.
Yes.
So I don't know, maybe Michael Corbin isn't the asshole who cuts school. Maybe Michael Corbin just couldn't get a handle on French, and his abusive father, he was like too busy yelling at him and calling him an idiot. And he didn't feel comfortable coming forward saying he needed some help.
That's what the day back in the day it was. It was you haven't clearly are neurodivergent and you can't learn French, and your parents are like, why aren't you getting it? Like all of our parents were probably, and so this is what the school did at the time. And then he became a spy. Like this is what we missed out on. Obviously,
this is the public
kids nowadays will miss out on.
Yeah, that's right. You guys don't know it. Like when I went to high school, they were sending us to spy school. Nowadays,
all of us went to Europe and got mistaken for spies. All of us.
Man, that happened like 3 times to me. But yeah, it's all right. So this is the setup. So his punishment is to go to France, and that's how he's going to make up his credit by going to France for the summer.
It is a vacation.
It's a vacation. The setup is so dumb. But you need a dumb setup to get this dumb premise going. And I'm like, by the way, every time I call this movie dumb, I say it with love because I love this movie.
But you own this movie. You legitimately own this movie.
I really enjoy it. So the whole thing is that there's some spy shit going on in Europe, and I would say our James Bond cold open of this movie would come after the graduation stuff.
Yeah.
Where was it? Roger Daltrey, like as Blade, breaks into Steranko's house and like he has this really cool moment, and Linda Hunt just murders him.
Yeah, she's murdering so many people.
Linda Hunt. Left and right.
So many murders.
Linda Hunt gets MVP in this movie for me.
I think Blade was a terrible fucking secret agent, by the way. Come on, dude. Like, really? What are you doing?
So was the other guy. Well, yeah.
No, they both suck. Both of the secret agents
They're both really bad.
Legitimately suck. Come on, we know that none of the bombs that would have happened to. Let's not get crazy now.
Well, they're American. Oh, well.
No, Blade was English.
Not.
Well, Blade was not.
Blade is supposed to be James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then what's his name?
Michael Corbin.
Michael Corbin. The real one.
Look, in all fairness, I'm not going to blame Michael Corbin for what happened to him. I'm going to blame the British Secret Service or the American Secret Service for not issuing him a code name to use. Like, why would you just say, Michael Corbin, pick up this phone? And again, all right, there's a mole. There's a mole right? Which that's never really addressed. That's kind of left
on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
But like, Michael Corbin would still be alive today if Michael Corbin Jr. didn't fail out of high school. Because he only gets killed because he gets the call from Michael Corbin's real life mother.
Right.
And that's how they murder him.
That's right.
Linda Hunt, again, for the kill.
Yes. Damn it. Michael Corbin's mother got other Michael Corbin killed.
I know. That's fair. Okay, valid.
That's fine.
Someone should have been, I don't know. Well, but what are the odds? What are the odds, really?
Blade, I will tell you, yes, terrible spy. But you're right. What are the odds with Michael Corbin? 2 people have that name. It's not like John Smith.
Exactly. And if I'm the U.S. government, I'm just turning to someone's like, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And I go, "What are the odds, everyone?"
Yeah, right. What are the odds?
Who are we to know?
And then that leads us to the setup, which is where all I was trying to get to, which they mistake Michael Corbin, the almost high school dropout, for Michael Corbin, the American spy, and they pick him up at the airport. They have a lovely pre-9/11 moment where the English Secret Service fires off a gun in the airport. Ooh, boy, you'll never see that in a movie again, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
So he just goes on a secret agent, spy, James Bond type mission from there. Before we get into sort of like the different James Bond aspects, I told you I love this movie. What did you guys think of this movie overall? Ed, you look like you got something to say, so we'll go with you first.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was dumb fun. I mean, out of the offshoots we've done, this is by far leaps and bounds my favorite one. I've said before, this was one. If you're around my age, Jason and I are 42. So when this movie came out, we were like 12, 13, 14 years old, whatever. And it was on HBO all the time. So this was one of those movies that I saw like 1,000 times, not because I even really wanted to most of the time. It was just because it was on. And so you just started watching it again and how ridiculous it was. And it was cool to see, like, I don't know, some of it all over again. I remember like the French teacher stuff and the bunch of different like chaperones that they have on the trip. I remember that being a thing.
That's my favorite gag in the whole movie is every time the bus stops, someone else murders the bus driver and takes over the bus.
Jean-Claude,
right? And the French teacher, I love that actress. They just come on in the middle of the night, like, I'm the new bus driver, Jean-Claude. Oh, hello, Jean-Claude.
Yeah, I remember that, and it was funny, man. I still thought it was just, again, dumb fun. And Richard Grieco is not the best actor. I can understand why his career went where it did. Didn't go very far, but whatever. And how old was he when he filmed this movie?
He is not a teenager.
Well, he was doing 21 Jump Street before this. I mean, how ridiculous that concept was.
Do you mean to tell me that you don't think Richard Grieco looks like a teenager in this movie?
He had to be what? I meant to look it up. What was he? 25?
I know.
26.
Yeah. 26.
Yeah, he's got to be up there.
But overall, I think it is a pretty fun movie, and I can see the James Bond Jr. connections all over the place. Obviously, it's a James Bond like satire, but well done satire, better than other movies that won't be named that tried to satire James Bond.
It's a comedy that makes you laugh. That's something.
I did. I laughed.
I did.
All I had to do was laugh once, and I've already went ahead and I knew.
Oh, I laughed a few times.
Yeah. Oh, then this I laughed a few times. During the other thing, I did not.
Jenny, what did you think?
Oh, I really liked it, but you know what? It's like I really love. It was like perfect early '90s comedy, teen comedy. Because I'm a lover of the early '90s, like cheesy horror too, and that there's not enough of that. But I don't like Richard Grieco because I think he's kind of sleazy. I don't think I'm alone in that, you know. But I was like, I didn't want to see him in tidy whities. I was like, oh, I'm not here for this. But you know what? I did love him and Gabrielle Anwar, his good Bond girl, have really great chemistry, and he has good chemistry with Roger Rees. And I was like, oh, I just have to like give it up to them because I was like, oh, Richard Grieco was really actually good, and he was like genuinely connecting and kind of like what his one line was like. I don't know, when he was like. It was like when he had the champagne thing at the end. He's like, "Oh, I love champagne," and he like kind of like came up to him, and he's like, gradually gets more action hero-y. I loved it.
Yeah, I actually, now that I was thinking about it, Ed, when you were saying that this was on so much, like I've seen this movie 100 times because it was on HBO a lot. And this movie might be one of the reasons I like the James Bond franchise so much because like kid me, like 11-year-old me watching this a ton of times. And of course I love the villains because that's what I love about the James Bond movies. So I don't know, maybe this like put that seed in my head when I was a real young kid.
Oh,
interesting.
But yeah, so my thing about this movie is this. I love all the James Bond stuff and I hate all the high school stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Like, the James Bond stuff is really fun. Richard Grieco I have no problem with. I kind of just accept him. My issue is with his like sleazy, creepy friend who tries to lick a girl's ear. Like, there's a couple of problematic moments in this movie. Like, and you know what? Maybe let's call those out now because we're gonna have to call out problematic moments going forward in the James Bond series. Consider we're getting into Roger Moore and Connery, but like so. The rapey, almost licking of the ear on the school bus.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on there. That dude on the school bus in general was very weird. That's when he does the shaving thing.
That's such a late '80s, early '90s thing to do. The shaving thing I watched it and I was like, oh, I was like, I had to watch him shave into a cup and then slurp it up with the straw.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then this was also the gay panic joke, which I didn't.
Oh wow!
Like which I actually like when they're at the Baccarat table. Like I like them at the Baccarat table.
Yeah.
I think it's a really nice. I think everything but the gay panic joke there, I think is a cool send up to the James Bond feel. And then like Corbin puts on his X-ray specs, and it's a man in a woman's dress, and it's like. It's like it's someone who's gay in a dress. It's not funny, and it takes away from what the movie is trying to accomplish.
Yeah,
by mirroring this like very tense Bond scene. All right, I got my problematic moments out of the way. And let's start you off with Q Branch. You want to do Q Branch for this movie because there's actually a lot of Q Branch here.
No, there is. I mean, the car that he's got that he can't roll the window down and shows all the gadgets off there. I mean, it's got awesome gadgets that are in the car. The car looks cool, of course. So that works for me. The sneakers also worked for me a lot.
Yeah.
I actually forgot where they came into play for a little while, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, this is what it is. at the end, and just got to slide down and carry down the side of the wall. So I thought that was pretty cool. But the gum, the exploding gum, that's an actual Bond gadget, though.
It is, right?
Yeah. No. I'm sorry, not a Bond. No, was it a Bond? No, it's a Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Okay, I thought I had seen it somewhere before.
No, in the first Mission Impossible, when he's like, it's one's red and green, and he puts them together, and then he throws it at like the helicopter and stuff, and
I just like when Richard Grieco tried to chew the gum. He's like, "Oh, this gum is explosive," and he's like,
ah, it's like, I don't want to blow my head off now,
right?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other random stuff that I didn't know what was going on in the Q Brand scene. Where there's a guy who just has like this armor gear on, and there's an explode. He holds a bomb in his hand. And they're like, "Hey, you want to go again?" And then you just hear his voice like, "No, maybe later." And, it's weird.
I wrote combat condoms.
I wanted, so
combat condom.
And then he looks at his stuff, going like, "Do I?" It's like, what are you gonna do? Like what?
I mean, his options should have been pretty limited at that point of what was gonna happen there.
I know.
But I didn't understand the combat condoms in general because, like, so they're just in weird canisters.
Mm-hmm.
I know when you saw that, I thought there was gonna be like some explosive thing,
I know,
some crazy shit that they just looked like condoms,
like a snake from a can, like the prank.
Yeah, maybe they were because he never gets the can.
Really use them, yeah.
That's true.
He just keeps on trying to open it for a while. So I just thought that was pretty random.
And it saves his life. Abstinence saved his life.
Guys. Guys.
And instead of the scorpion that was going on, and I was going to like take him out. I did remember that scene too. I remember the whole scorpion and her doing like weird like gyrations and stuff like that. And he's like, "Wait, what the hell?"
He's like, "Don't get started without me."
Yeah. It's a weird scene.
Oh, hijinks.
And Jason, we kind of got like a moment we had in like Batwoman, by the way, with Victor Zsasz, when this dude, the henchman goes and takes a rocket launcher and just walks right up the door and fires the damn thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, Victor Zsasz in an episode of Batwoman did some crazy shit like that.
That's the best episode of the second season.
It is actually.
But yeah, no, that's a crazy moment where he just walks up and fires that in there. Like, because you think that Areola, whatever her name is, and Ginny, I'm going to hand it over to you in a second to talk about the Bond girls, but you think that she's going to die from that scorpion, but no, it ain't the scorpion that gets her.
No, and she's toast when it's done.
Yeah.
Done. Literal toast.
Yes.
All right, Ginny, what do you got for us for the Bond girls?
Oh, well, I didn't realize Gabrielle Anwar was in this movie, and I love her. I love her from like, Son of a Woman and Burn Notice later. And I love Burn Notice.
I actually saw her, not to interrupt, but I saw her in real life. She's one of the few celebrities I saw in the wild. Yeah, I saw her at the MoMA.
Oh,
when I was there, she was there with her family, so I wasn't going to be a dick. Like I grew up in New York. If you're somewhere with your family, I'm leaving you alone. If you're by yourself and I really like you, I'm walking up and I'm going to try to talk to you. And she's there with her family looking at art, and I kind of just went, "That's Gabrielle Anwar right there," and that was it. But I was in the same room with her.
Oh my gosh, I'd forget. She's gorgeous. She's so tiny. She's such a baby in this show, in this movie. But I was like, oh, that's so cute. And just like, what a little good equal. Because I don't like the idea that because all these grown women are hitting on Richard Grieco. I was like, he's a teen. Come on now, everyone. Come on.
Yeah, but he looks 25.
He's a teenager.
As everyone did in the early 90s, I assume. But I like that she's this young girl whose father was killed by the villain. And I love her. I thought she was so cute and just like, again, good chemistry with Richard, which I just kind of a little too like we didn't have to connect as much for this movie, but we all did, which I like. And Areola is our other Bond girl. Oh no. And is she dubbed over? Is this actress saying the lines, do you think? Because I thought she was a little like dubbed over.
I don't know.
Huh.
But she was very not subtle and just coming on to Richard Grieco, and he was game, and she was going to drop a scorpion to murder him. And then you've got the high school baby girl from like Prom Night 3. Y'all seen Prom Night 3? That movie Prom Night?
I did not. I didn't make it to 3.
Oh my gosh, it's not good. It's very 80s. But then four is super bad. But then Prom Night 3, the girl that the guy is getting his friend is hitting on. But I was like, I recognized her. And then she's like girl next door. And then we have our French teacher who is
yes, the French teacher.
I was hoping you were gonna.
You are the French teacher, and she's like, yes, I am.
The French teacher is literally my favorite character in this movie. It never ceases to get a laugh from me. That moment you just said, where he saves them all at the end from like being dunked in the molten gold lava, whatever it is. And he's like, and this poor woman's been traumatized and almost killed. And he's like, take this gun. You are the French teacher. And she's like, I'm the French teacher. It's like she's having a psychotic break, guys.
Through trauma. Oh man! And then Elsa, Linda Hunt, little baby Linda Hunt.
Yeah, well, I think she's more of a villain, right?
Yeah. Then you take it over from there because
I think she's more of a villain, and I just like want to talk about Linda Hunt, to be honest, because like what makes me love this movie as much as I do. Because there are glaring problems, and I like, it hits some good James Bond beats. The Baccarat stuff is cool. The Q Branch stuff is cool. I actually really dig his interaction with Areola. I like that it flips the script of like, oh, this isn't suave James Bond.
Right,
like,
right.
I've already put it in. You haven't felt it. It's more like, oh God, what do I do? A woman? Oh my God, I said I'm not a virgin, but I'm 17. But like, so I like that stuff. But what really gets me are the villains, the three villains of this movie, which is Augustus Steranko. Tell me Augustus Steranko isn't the best fucking villain name you've ever heard.
It's pretty great.
I mean, it's awesome. And the actor's the guy who played Robin Colcourt on Cheers, for those of you who are Cheers fans, or Lord Mallory from The West Wing.
Or
wasn't he in Men in Tights also?
Yeah.
Robin in Men in Tights.
Yes, he was. Forgot he was in Men in Tights. He's like the Sheriff of Nottingham, right?
Yes, and that's didn't we talk about spoof movies? And that was one of the ones that honestly slipped my mind. That's a really good one.
That's actually a real fun one. Well, because Mel Brooks has so many better ones that, in my opinion, that I forget about that, but that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this guy as Steranko, and they start him off as like everyone thinks he's the good guy that needs to be protected. And his whole thing is world domination. Like, he's literally, like, he's Goldfinger, right? He's collecting the world's gold to melt it down and make coins with his own image and a scorpion image, because that's his moniker, because he plans on ruling the world. Like, honestly, this is what I wanted to do as a kid. And I in high school, all I did was talk about world domination. I think it started in this movie. I did. But I just love how over the top villainous this guy is, and that he's obsessed with gold. And then, like, you get his henchman, who's the butler,
who the robotic hand and everything.
Yeah, I mean, and like, tell me the fight that he has with Michael Corbin at the end, where they're on. Like, this is a beautiful set piece. This is what I tell you when I said this set piece could be a James Bond set piece, where Michael Corbin and the guy with the metal hand are fighting on the sheet of ice that is lava that Michael Corbin like solidified with the nitrogen.
Yeah.
So he could save the French teacher and all of his friends who were dangling in a cage over there because everyone thinks the French teacher is a fucking secret agent.
Yes.
And like, he pulled the guy with the mechanical hand puts his hand through the ice and he just he lifts up lava and punches lava at him. I mean, like, that literally could be from a James Bond movie.
Gosh, imagine Daniel Craig's era doing that. That one.
I couldn't actually.
I know that's definitely a Pierce Brosnan era.
That's a Pierce Brosnan.
Did this happen in The World Is Not Enough? I mean, it kind of.
The world. No, the movie would have been better.
That's true. That's true, actually.
And then I'm saving the best for last. Linda Hunt. This is the most efficient James Bond henchman we've ever seen.
Yeah.
This woman like averages like a kill every other scene.
Yes, so much murder.
Like, she definitely challenges Necros.
She murders. The only reason Necros is better is because he has the headphones. but like she kills Michael Corbin, the Blade. She kills a CIA guy on the plane.
Yeah, stealthy.
And that's all in the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Can we talk about how often it seems like the American intelligence is trying to get Michael Corbin like found? Why are you, if he's so secret and undercover, why is there a guy, a chaperone on a plane with him? Yeah, you're paging him in the airport. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Again, like I hand wave the setup because
yeah, whatever. I mean, it's fine.
The setup, it's not the way I would have set it up, but there's no way the setup of this movie works ever.
Right.
No.
You know, like how do you get a 17-year-old fuck up to be James Bond? Like the way I would do it, it's James Bond Jr. This is James Bond nephew. And I would do that so I could cut out all that stupid high school shit and I could just get to the fun of this movie. But yeah, it's stupid. Like that's like anything that happens at the beginning, none of that makes sense.
Who cares? Again, listen, we're nitpicking. We're gonna like ding it for that, but whatever. It's a fun movie. I mean, it's a comedy. It didn't take itself seriously.
And I look, bold statement because that's what I do. I would put Steranko above some of the real Bond villains. I think he's. If I were to rank him right now, I'd put him mid-tier.
He was just going to murder a bunch of people out in the open, right?
And take over the world. Like, and his thing, like, I thought it was super cool. Like, his plan was to have, because he's pretty much killing off everyone who he works with, because all of them deal with their country's gold, and he's, like, stealing the gold.
Yeah.
And so he's going to poison them all with this poison in the champagne that will kill them at random intervals so it can't be tied back to him. And I think, that's a cool plan.
Yeah.
The whole gold thing is a cool plan. The whole thing where he like literally throws Linda Hunt off at the end so he could get his gold. I think this is a good James Bond villain. Like if it was like mocked up as a bit more serious, I think we'd be lauding this as great.
He's really evil. I mean, he's generally really evil.
And I love that actor. I just think that actor, like, if I could, like, if I had a choice of 5 people that I would give better careers to acting wise, he would be on that list. Because I think, like, he had some small things, but more people should know who he is. He was great.
Yeah.
I was actually taking a look at some of the stuff that he's done.
What is that?
Stop Or My Mom Will Shoot.
See, he needed a better career.
No,
he was in Titanic though, which I've never seen.
All right. No, I've never seen it either, but that's something.
Well, he's in it.
You've never seen Titanic?
I do it on purpose. At this point, I can't see it.
Really?
Yeah, because I've met it a thing, so apparently I just kept it going.
Oh no! Do you like James Cameron movies?
Terminator and Terminator 2 and Aliens and
True Lies.
True Lies. I love True Lies.
You'll like Titanic.
True Lies is awesome.
Think of it as a James Cameron movie and not a Oscar
it's definitely
movie.
A James Cameron movie because it ruined his career because after that he couldn't stop going to the Titanic.
Yeah. Oh, The Abyss. The Abyss is great.
I've never seen The Abyss.
I just watched it. I love The Abyss.
Was it good?
Yeah, Ed Harris is so good in it. It's so because God, the science in it. I was like, is this real? And apparently it is. There's some interesting stuff. I love it.
Nice.
I gotta check that out. All right. I
come on now.
I've been meaning to check Titanic out. It just I just never I know how it ends. The boat sinks.
Oh, guys.
That's why I never saw it in high school. I was just like, I know how it ends. It's okay.
Guys, it's a love story.
So by the way, he was also in The Scorpion King with The Rock.
Was he?
Yeah, and the Steve Martin Pink Panther.
Wow. See, guys, the man deserved a better career.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
I want to point out that Steranko's plan is literally just the EU. Like, he wants to unite Europe with one form of currency. It just happens to be his form of currency. But, like, he just wants to form the EU, but he's in control.
Yeah, and his tactics are
a little questionable.
What, you don't... You don't think there are a lot of bodies buried to start the European Union? Come on.
Well,
I didn't say that.
And if the English were involved, forget about it. They'd be burying people just to bury them. Anyway, but yeah, I enjoyed this movie. It sounds like you guys did too. So, any other James Bond moments or anything else you guys want to hit upon before we close out?
I was actually seeing if we should have exit music.
Oh, the soundtrack was great. The soundtrack it was so good.
Soundtrack not on Spotify. I had to do it through YouTube.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
You got some exit music for us, Ed?
Of course. I'm trying to get it queued up quick.
All right. Well, I will stop. Let me start our goodbyes then. Thank you for joining us with our look back on half the franchise of the James Bond series and looking at If Looks Could Kill. Please join us next week where we jump into Roger Moore territory with Roger Moore's first James Bond outing, Live and Let Die. That's right. That's right. I got to deliver some milk. But yeah, join us next week, Monday at 8:30. We're going to be doing Live and Let Die. Eddie, you going to be able to join us for next week?
What? Yeah. I'm sorry, I was about to stab somebody.
That's all right. That's all right. Are you in next week or are you delivering milk next week?
I will be delivering milk next week at Madison Square Garden. I have basketball tickets.
Oh. All right. So Ginny and I will be bringing you Live and Let Die. I'll be working against maybe another guest. We got people who've been really wanting to talk about Roger Moore, so we got some options. And speaking of options, if you liked what you heard, you want to listen to some more of us, some more shows on the podcast. If you'd like to hear my voice or Ed's voice, join us on Granny's Peach Tea, where we cover all the geeky goodness. Ed, what do we got coming up this week?
So this Wednesday, we'll be covering the award-winning Catwoman with Halle Berry. No, it won a Razzie. And she showed up in person to collect it, which is pretty awesome.
Badass. Love her for it.
Yeah, so Rick, if you're listening, you better get your butt on with us on Wednesday because you're the reason that Jason had to go through this.
No, Rick, I watched this movie once before and I swore never again, and now you made me do it again. If you're not on this show, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably nothing, but I'll be real upset.
And yeah, we'll also be talking about the DC series DMZ, that miniseries that dropped on HBO Max. Yeah, if you're a comic book fan, you're gonna check it out. It's DC property, but it's not like superheroes and stuff. It's very different. So yeah, check that out. And we got our usual CW stuff: Flash and Superman and Lois and Naomi to talk about. So come join us on Wednesday night.
Awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've done my penance. I've watched Catwoman. Man, no, Rick, I owe you one. All right, well, but you know what? If hearing my voice isn't what you like, but you really want to hear Ed's voice and still listen to cool pop culture stuff, then tune in to Shoot the Sith, where Ed co-hosts with our good friend and friend of the show, Tim, to talk about everything Star Wars related. If you're not into the geeky stuff, but you're into some throwdowns, some fisticuffs, join a friend of the show, Rick, in Old Dirty Fighting, where he covers everything fighting related, MMA, bare knuckle boxing, all that fun stuff. We got Just Too Sweet, which covers the wrestling, loving the wrestling. I actually, Tim has been posting a lot of stuff in the Just Too Sweet group on Facebook, giving me a lot of flashbacks with 80s wrestlers. Speaking of flashbacks, we got Jada and Kyle flashing back to all the movies that we want to talk about in the theater. We got Unsportsmanlike Conduct, which is the football. We got We Stomped You Out, which is Giants in particular. We have put it in the books into the Empire 161 show, which is baseball. Baseball's back. Ed, you have single-handedly brought baseball back to talking Roger Moore. So what do you guys got going on?
Everybody.
For Empire 161?
Well, Lisa and I just did an episode yesterday where we were talking about the Yankees off season, and we were also joined by the host of Shays on the Couch, Sean. Levy. Sorry, I almost butchered his name there for a second. He joined us, so we have a new episode up right now, so you can come and check that out. And I know Put in Books guys, they have some off-season Met stuff to talk about, so they have some episodes up, so come check that out.
Excellent. And finally, we got a new show to the family. Is it Skyline Reviews? Do I have that correct?
Skyliner Reviews.
Skyliner. Okay, Skyliner Reviews. My bad. But I couldn't read my own handwriting. It's terrible. But it is a show that covers everything Disney. So if you're interested in Disney and you want to listen to that, give it a listen. They're covering some fun stuff. And if none of that interests you, by the way, but you have eclectic taste, you want to hear everything from A to Z. You want to hear everything from aspirin to Zoloft, because they're all pills, you
covering
see.
all the medicines.
I did, covering all the medicines. Then you have no choice but decide to join friend of the show, Eric, and friend of the show, Tim, who do the A to Z show every Friday night, time pending. So, TBD, listen to that, follow the posts for that information. And they literally cover everything from A to Z. All right, well, that is enough for me. Guys, you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Auf
Wiedersehen.
Au revoir.
And never forget.